begin by thanking a number of people who helped out today. First of all, Reverend Douglas Thunder for the invocation. Tina Keeley for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Tina. There are so many people who sent out their thoughts and prayers and sent my grandmother flowers and get well cards, and I just want you to know it meant the world to her. It means the world to me. Thank you, everybody, for being so great. That's right, John McCain's been really angry about George Bush's economic policies. Except during the primaries when he said that we've made great progress economically under George Bush. Or just last month when he said that the fundamentals of our economy are strong under George Bush. In fact, John McCain is so opposed to George Bush's policies that he voted with him 90% of the time for the first 8 years. That's right, he decided to really stick it to George Bush 10% of the time. Let's be clear. John McCain attacking George Bush for his out-of-hand economic policies is like Dick Cheney attacking George Bush for his go-it-alone foreign policy. It's not as Democrats, not as Republicans, but as Americans, with resolve, with confidence, with that fundamental belief that here in America, our destiny is not written for us, it's written by us. We decide. That's who we are, and that's the country we need to be right now, Nevada. It will take new leadership in Washington. We're going to have to turn the page on 8 years of economic policies that put Wall Street before Main Street and ended up hurting both. We need policies that grow our economy. Trouble making their electricity bills.
Loaded charm.
Either that or somebody from the McCain campaign kicked our plug out of it. That was just a joke, guys. There's no evidence. Now, where was I? Here's where I was. We need policies that grow our economy from the bottom up. I can increase the federal commitment to renewable energy, but every one of us has an obligation to turn off the lights when we leave the room.
That's
and
right.
Make sure that our tire pressure is right, because those little things make a huge difference in terms of energy efficiency. Here's the point, that now more than ever, we're all in this together. And we all need an ethic of responsibility. We all need to say that we are going to do our part in making sure that America is stronger, not just for ourselves, but for the next generation. And a defining moment like this, we don't have the luxury of relying on the same political games, the same political tactics that are used every election to divide us, to make us afraid of one another. With the challenges and crises we face right now, we can't divide this country into class or region by who we are or what policies we support. All of us, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, young, old, rich, poor, gay, straight, it doesn't matter. All of us are going to have to pull together. Or fake parts of this country. We're not separated by the pro-America and anti-America parts of this country. No matter who we are, no matter where we live, where we come from, they're patriots who supported this war in Iraq and patriots who opposed it. Patriots who believe in democratic policies and patriots who believe in Republican policies. The men and women from Nevada and all across this country who served on our battlefields. Some may be Democrats, some may be Republicans, some may be independents, but they fought together, and they bled together, and some died together under the same proud flag. They have not served a red America or a blue America. They've served the United States of America. We've been at our best. And we've had leadership that calls us to look past our differences, to come together. Leadership that rallies us to a common purpose, a higher purpose. I'm running for President of the United States because that's the country we need to be. This country and the dream it represents are being tested in a way that we haven't seen in nearly a century. Future generations will judge ours by how we respond to this test. Will they say that this is the time when America lost its way? Purpose? When it lost its nerve? When we allowed the same divisions and fear tactics and petty differences to plunge this country in a deeper recession? Or will they say this was one of those moments when America overcame once again? And we recognize the common stake we have in each other's success. I realize some of you are cynical. Some of you are fed up with politics. I understand you're disappointed, even angry with your leaders. And you have every right to be. But despite all this, I'm asking of you what's been asked of the American people time and time again throughout our history. I ask you to believe in yourselves and in each other. And in the future, we can build together. You know, together we can't fail, not now. Not when we have a crisis to solve, an economy to save, not when there's so many Americans without jobs and without homes, so many who can't afford to see a doctor or send their child to college or even pay their bills at the end of the month. Not when there's a generation that's counting on us to give them the same opportunities that somebody gave us. You know, when you look out over this crowd, I guarantee you that everybody here's got a story. And somewhere in your family history, you've got a parent or a grandparent who they couldn't go to college, but they said to themselves, if we work hard, if we do the right thing, then maybe my child or grandchild, they'll go to college. You've got a parent or a grandparent who came from another country. They said, maybe we don't have freedom here in our country, but across the ocean, somewhere, if we can make that trip to America, we know that our children and our grandchildren, they'll have freedom and opportunity. You know, somewhere you've got a parent or a grandparent who worked in a tough and dirty job, maybe in a mine, maybe they worked in a factory floor, and they said to themselves, I'll never own my own business, but if I work hard, if I save, maybe my child, my grandchild, they'll have a business of their own, or a home of their own. They'll be able to live a life I could never imagine for myself. Somewhere in this crowd, there are parents and grandparents who said, I may not have the right to vote, but my child, he might be able to run for the United States Senate. He might be